Tonight, we turn our gaze toward Gethsemane, the hallowed ground where the weight of the world pressed upon one man's shoulders, a place steeped in anguish, devotion, and the looming specter of betrayal. We think we know the story. Jesus, burdened with divine purpose, contemplates his fate beneath the ancient olive trees, while Judas Iscariot, his trusted disciple, seals his fate with a treacherous kiss. But what if this betrayal was not as it seems? What if, beneath layers of theological certainty, lies a profound misconception, one that could shake the foundations of faith itself? Imagine for a moment that the tale of Judas is but a convoluted myth, sculpted by the hand of historians eager to define good and evil in black and white. Could it be that the pillars of trust, destiny, and redemption upon which millions base their beliefs are founded on a fragile illusion? Each silent moment in this chamber prompts us to question the very essence of our understanding. Was Judas merely a scapegoat in a divine drama, or is there a deeper, more intricate story waiting to be uncovered? As we unravel the threads of this enigma, let us ponder the nature of faith itself. What truths lie hidden within the shadows? Who can we trust when the line between friend and foe blurs in the twilight of history? Tonight, we venture forth into this labyrinth of secrecy and revelation. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll ask God to bring all good things into your life. The answer awaits, and with it, the keys to a mystery that transcends time. The sun dipped low over Jerusalem, casting long shadows that dance upon the cobblestone streets. The air, thick with the aroma of freshly baked bread mingled with pungent spices, enveloped the bustling marketplace, a cacophony of voices, bartering merchants, and the clattering of hooves on stone. Dazzling colors caught the eye, vibrant fabrics displayed by skilled weavers, the deep purple of a merchant's finest silk promising secrets allure. As the day's warmth faded, the flickering lamps ignited, illuminating the faces of eager buyers and sellers. Yet, beyond the laughter and the shouts, an undercurrent flowed, an oppressive weight hanging in the air, a constant reminder of the Roman guards' iron grip. Their presence loomed like storm clouds, cold steel glinting in the last rays of daylight, a chill that crept into the hearts of the faithful. Amidst this tumultuous blend of joy and dread stood Judas, not the betrayer etched in stone by generations, but a loyal servant entwined with the very essence of Jesus' mission. From his youth, Judas had been more than a mere follower. He was one of the chosen, an intimate witness to miracles performed under the heavenly gaze. With every sermon from the lips of the rabbi, with every healing touch, his heart surged with hope, a hope that whispered a liberation not just from the shackles of Rome, but from the deep-seated despair within. The bond forged on dusty trails under starlit skies had been profound. Late-night conversations about the kingdom of God had shaped the man he had become, a man driven by piety and fierce devotion. But as the light faded further, Judas felt an unsettling shift, a strange urgency veiled in prophecy that moved quietly among them. Hidden texts, tucked away in the cooler shadows of the city, spoke of their relationship in hushed tones. From scrolls forgotten in time, word inscribed revealed a depth of love and understanding, a devotion that painted Judas not as a villain, but as a vital key in a divine play set in motion eons before. Why had the narrative of betrayal eclipsed this sacred bond? Questions hung in the twilight, heavy with the weight of unwritten history. As curiosity prickled his skin, Judas journeyed to a secluded alcove of stone and shadows, where the flickering light cast eerie shapes on ancient walls. There, among forgotten scrolls, lay an obscure parchment, yellowed and frayed, a whisper of a prophecy intertwined with the very fabric of their destiny. The script spoke not of betrayal as a mere act of treachery, but hinted at a greater plan, one authored by Jesus himself, a facade meticulously crafted for a cosmic purpose beyond mortal understanding. Judas's heart raced, the parchment quivering in his grasp. Had he been misled all along? Did this unveiling shift the very ground beneath his feet? He could feel the relentless beat of fate drumming in his chest, a rhythm that echoed the secrets unfurling within that sacred paper. What cosmic truth lay hidden beneath the surface? What if the betrayal was, in fact, a necessary illusion? And as darkness shrouded the marketplace, a chilling thought crept in. What if Judas was not a betrayer, but a harbinger of divine revelation? The dimly lit room pulsed with an air of foreboding, heavy as the sweet-sour aroma of bitter herbs intermingled with the rustic scent of unleavened bread. A flickering oil lamp cast dancing shadows across the canvas of solemn faces gathered around the low table. Each man's heart beat in unison with the melody of fate unfolding, a sacred symphony of revelation, an impending darkness woven to the fabric of a Last Supper. Do you understand the weight of what you are about to do? Jesus' voice rolled out gently, yet it resonated within the vessel of each apostle, reverberating like temple bells echoing amidst an empty courtyard. The weight of the question hung suspended in the air, thick and full of unspoken truths. Judas, his brow furrowed with the intensity of a clandestine storm beneath the surface, met Jesus' gaze. "Do not question my loyalty," he replied, the bitterness of his words flavored with desperation. "I seek to understand the cruel necessity of your sacrifice. Some believe redemption can only be birthed in blood." At that moment, the room locked into a collective breath, the air thickening as betrayal crackled like hot coals. Jesus leaned closer, his eyes deep wells of understanding, the compassion within them shimmering like distant stars in an ominous sky. "Not all are ready for the truth, Judas." There was a pause, heavy like the taste of sour wine lingering on the tongue. "Do you not see?" Judas leaned in, his voice barely a whisper, laced with urgency. "You preach salvation, yet why must we all bear witness to your suffering? Can hope not rise without despair?" A charged silence enveloped them, the tension as palpable as the ancient walls that confined their secret discourse. From the corner of the room, Peter's hawkish gaze darted between them, whispering to the inky void that separated friendship from treachery. "The cost of this blood," Peter murmured to himself. "Who truly pays?" Amidst the clatter of dishes and the low hum of prayer, fantasies of divine providence collided with shadows of greed, hopes entwined with fears. The room was a crucible of conflicting destinies, where men were transformed not merely through faith, but through the sacrificial fire of companionship. And then, almost imperceptibly, Judas's voice broke the trepidation. "What if this act is not merely your burden but ours? Every choice binds us to the conclusion of our fates." As the other apostles exchanged furtive glances, eyes wide, their innocence bristling against the weight of impending decision, the ancient air crackled with a sensation of shared dread and anticipation. Whispers of an encrypted prophecy lingered, like a tapestry half woven, half unraveled, waiting for someone to unravel its deeper meanings. In that sacred space, both haunted and holy, a question loomed over the table like clouds heavy with unspent rain. What were the true intentions behind Judas's actions? Did he harbor the seeds of betrayal? Or did he, perhaps, see a revelation the others could not? The shadows flickered ominously, leaving behind whispers of cryptic messages, hinting at the burdens and blessings unclaimed. As their meal drew to a close, each heart heavy with unspoken fears and cloaked truths, the night remained young, holding on to its secrets like an eager lover. What lay beneath the surface of Judas's soul? And was a kiss of betrayal a sign of impending doom, or an intricate part of an unfolding divine plan? The answers loomed, shrouded in mystery, like the flickering flame of a lamp, half illuminated, half enigmatic. The moon hangs low in the night sky, casting its silver glow upon the olive trees that stand sentinel in the Garden of Gethsemane. A haunting tranquility envelopes the air, heavy with the scent of earth and blooming flowers. Yet underneath the serene facade, a tension crackles, electric and palpable. The leaves shiver ever so slightly, as if whispering the secrets of the cosmos to anyone willing to listen. Here, just beyond the shadows, two figures meet cloaked in the depths of twilight, the embodiment of contradiction. One, a gentle healer, burdened yet resolute, kneels in quiet desperation, his brow glistening with beads of sweat that catch the ethereal light. The other, a figure draped in shadows yet woven into the very fabric of destiny, Judas Iscariot, the man whose name would echo through the ages, forever stained and shrouded in betrayal. But what if, dear viewers, this was not an act of treachery, but instead the fulfilling of a sacred pact, a divine symphony orchestrated long before the world spun its first breath? The air thrums with the weight of prophecy, vibrating between the two men. This place, this moment, is not merely about a kiss that signifies darkness, but a deeper truth, a realization that echoes throughout the paths of time. In ancient scrolls and mystical whispers, traditions tell us that Judas was chosen, chosen not for his eventual betrayal, but as the necessary catalyst for a grand design. What if his role was to usher in the very events that would lead to salvation, bound in secret with Jesus as a necessary architect of the celestial plan? Could it be that Judas bore the weight of humanity's fate on his shoulders, a heavy burden, preordained as a linchpin to unlock the true purpose of Christ? As moonlight dances over their now clasped hands, an unspoken understanding lingers in the air, igniting the heart with the possibility of something more profound than betrayal. The tension hones in on singular moments, each breath, each heartbeat, draped in the melody of destiny. Jesus, once again, captures Judas' gaze, his eyes pools of unfathomable depths reflecting hope and resolution, an ancient and layered script of suffering and triumph interwoven. Why was Judas chosen amidst all the faithful? Was it fate or an ancient dance of cosmic forces? The answer looms just out of reach, spiraling into the night, kissed by the winds of fate. Suddenly, as though the heavens themselves are straining to unveil their mysteries, a subtle shift in the celestial realm occurs. Above, a vibrant star breaks free from a confinement. An arc of luminescent light streaks across the horizon. It shimmers like a beacon for the soul, the call to those who dare to look beyond the apparent. But what does this sign mean? Is it a harbinger of hope or doom? And are we brave enough to seek the truth hidden within the shadows? The grandeur of this ephemeral moment envelopes the garden, hinting at revelations yet to unfold, begging the question, what secrets will the night whisper if only we dare to listen? The air crackles with a surreal tension, the aftermath of treachery reverberating through the dimly lit streets of Jerusalem. Shadows stretch across the cobbled pathways as the once vibrant city succumbs to an eerie silence, each alley and corner echoing the weight of betrayal. Soldiers march with heavy boots, their armor glistening coldly under the lantern light, remnants of an empire caught in the throes of chaos. The air is thick with the scent of despair and the distant murmur of those who dare to question the unfolding drama. Empire upon empire watches as the sun hangs low in the sky, casting long shadows that seem to weave tales of defeat and divine prophecy. Whispers float through the ruins, the kind that speaks of resurrection, the kind that stirs hearts to hope. Yet the betrayal weighs heavily on the minds of many. Was Judas Iscariot merely a traitor, or a pivotal player in a cosmic unfolding that spanned beyond mortal comprehension? In the dim-lit corners of ancient libraries, away from the prying eyes of the powerful, alternative narratives come to life. The Gospel of Judas, a whisper against the torrent of history, emerges, a tale where Judas is not the betrayer, but a chosen vessel of divine wisdom. In this underground text, he is painted not as the villain of the story, but as a tragic hero destined to fulfill a grand cosmic design. By embracing the darkness of his fate, Judas becomes a guide for humankind, illuminating the hidden paths to enlightenment and liberation. As the candlelight flickers, illuminating the intensity of these alternate gospels, a question lingers in the air. Could it be that Judas' actions were not born of malice, but a deeper understanding of divine destiny? What if, in his embrace of betrayal, he was unshackling the potential for a greater truth that had long remained concealed from human understanding? The thoughts swirl like autumn leaves caught in a tempest, creating a canvas of uncertainty. The ancient city, steeped in layers of myth and mystery, seems to beckon for clarity. The crucified figure at the center of this tale hangs in the balance, a prophet forging a bridge through sacrificial love, and a disciple building a bridge towards spiritual awakening, albeit by the darkest of means. With history's brush painted with strokes of betrayal and redemption, we pause, the echoes of an empire dissipating into the quiet stillness of the night. What if the true legacy of Judas Iscariot was one of profound illumination, obscure to maintain a narrative that preserved a deeper, more complex truth within the fabric of faith? Will we dare to uncover what lies beneath the surface, a truth that could forever alter our understanding of betrayal and redemption? The shadows deepen, leaving us to ponder, leaving us to seek. As the dust of our journey settles, we find ourselves standing at a precipice, gazing into the abyss of human experience. The shadow of Judas Iscariot looms large, an enigma woven into the fabric of faith and betrayal, a paradox that reverberates through the ages. What if Judas, in his profound fallibility, was not merely a villain in a tragic narrative, but rather a pivotal piece in a divine strategy far beyond our comprehension? With each heartbeat, Echoes of his choice beckon us to look deeper into our own souls. The betrayer, they call him. Yet, what if his story unveils a greater truth about humanity's perpetual struggle to reconcile light and dark? The haunting whispers of the past remind us that within our frailties lies the possibility of redemption, that within our darkest moments we can find the spark of divine forgiveness. What price must we pay for grace? And can we truly grasp the breath of mercy extended even to those who falter? In this intertwining dance of good and evil, Judas embodies our shared quest for truth, the desire to navigate the treacherous waters of life while seeking meaning. Have we not all wrestled with our own demons, felt the pangs of betrayal, both from others and ourselves? The delicate tapestry of existence urges us to acknowledge the weight of our choices, yet also invites us to consider the expansive horizon of forgiveness, where new beginnings await beyond the scars. Look closer, dear seeker, for the tale of Judas is not confined to the pages of Scripture alone. It expands in the ether of our everyday lives, challenging us to confront the complexities of our nature. Can we identify the Judas within, urging us towards self-awareness, while understanding that we are all players in a grander narrative written by hands far greater than our own? As we tread these sacred chronicles, let us ponder the limits imposed by historical narratives, where black and white dissolve into hues of gray. In this realm, every act of betrayal can be a catalyst for awakening. Every moment of doubt can lead to an extraordinary revelation, and every choice is imbued with divine purpose interwoven with the threads of humanity. As we bring this chapter to a close, let the story of Judas resonate within us, not as a tale of condemnation, but as a profound reminder of our shared journey through faith's labyrinth. Each turn brings us closer to the heart of the mystery, where the sacred and the secular collide, urging us to seek out the infinite paths yet to be uncovered. What other secrets lie in wait, wrapped in the pages of history, yearning to guide us toward understanding? The answers linger just out of reach, waiting for you, for me, for all of us to dive deeper, to embrace the unknown, and to illuminate the shadows of our collective soul. What if Judas never betrayed Jesus as we've been told? S story has moved you or made you think, please share it. It might be just what someone else needs to hear. What if Judas never betrayed Jesus as we've been told? S Life shows us that change is possible for everyone. If you enjoyed this content, subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss our next videos, where we'll explore the stories of other biblical characters and the valuable lessons they teach us. Just as God transformed, what if Judas never betrayed Jesus, as we've been told? S Life, he also has a plan for you. See you in the next video.